3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, a show that brings to you the latest and greatest and odd and crazy news from all over the planet. I am your host, Steven.
Hi, Steven.
And we're bringing to you the news, as we always have, as if the news was a child that was born of a virgin, given to a strange man with a lightsaber, and then eventually took over the world by... This is a terrible analogy. I have floundered miserably over the last several episodes to provide for you a proper way of explaining how we bring the odd news to you.
We get on the internet and we copy and paste and then we read it.
There we go. So Ashley has now come up with the best way of explaining what we do by actually telling you what we do. Shocker, everybody, that's how this game is played. I try and make it all flamboyant. I try and act like we're some kind of Bigfoot hunter, running around chasing footprints in the dirt.
We hunt big feet.
Dude, what if Bigfoot was real?
See, that's it.
I think he is.
I did that.
That's sexy.
We're right below Godzilla.
Look at that, the Twitter. Yeah. That's beautiful.
That's awesome.
You know what we should do? Bigfoot thing gave me an idea.
What?
No, we should go up to the forest up there and camp for a night looking for the Bigfoot.
What forest?
Up there in the Northwest. The great mountainous Northwest. Why not? Why not go do that?
Well, because A, we'd have to fly, and I don't want a mammogram by the TSA.
TSA mammograms. Free breast cancer screenings at the airport.
Or free cancer, depending on how many times you have to fly.
No. We have a friend that's actually pregnant who refused the walk-through scanner thingy.
Megan?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
like,
actually been on television.
Yeah, she was on Steve Harvey show.
Yeah, she was.
We can't get on television. We do interesting stuff all the time.
Well, I mean, in their defense, they've been trying to have a kid for the last decade.
I've been trying to have a kid for a month.
Have you guys actually tried?
Huh? Well, that's this is a real interesting question when you approach this with your family. Because it's like everybody goes, oh, you're trying to have kids. What they're really asking, you're having sex regularly. Yeah, it's inappropriate. It's not an okay question to ask. Just because you put it in the context of, oh, you're trying to have kids, doesn't mean it's all right. How often are you trying to have kids? Well, fairly often, I suppose.
See, and I currently live about 25 feet down that way.
Yeah, right.
Their bedroom is here. Mine is there. But I have two very loud fans that I keep on. And most nights there's a washing machine going for at least 30 minutes right beside my door.
I apologize for the fact that has to run.
I like the noise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It helps camouflage any other kinds of noises.
Yes.
That
and then,
they're
actively trying to have children. And I'm like, are you actively? Like, when are you being active?
It's kind of like when you do have kids already. You just have to find time and place and just... I'm done with this conversation.
Oh my God, my sister's having sex down the hallway from me.
I don't know what the devil you're talking about.
That is so awesome.
You know what? When you're married, kids, things are different. Anyways, so now that we've delved into that, we do an interesting enough show for Steve Harvey to call us up. That's all I'm trying to say.
I don't want to go. I don't want to.
You don't want to be on TV?
No, I want to be on TV.
But not with Steve Harvey.
Guys.
He's the only one we're gonna. It's either him or another daytime talk show that no one watches.
I don't think I ever got it. This microphone is so amazing. Your mother is fantastic.
Do you hear that voice in your ears?
So fantastic.
That's your voice.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So
the best thing ever.
Yeah. So my mom is an incredible lady who's been listening for 7 years, being really happy about what we do, and has decided that she wanted to contribute to the show and bought us a microphone, just like my microphone, for Ashley.
It's
so that Ashley can feel special and sound so good.
I had microphone envy.
She had a little, there's a little bit of microphone envy.
I had microphone
envy. It sounds really good though. Like, you sound really good.
I can lick it.
You don't want to lick it. It's not
can,
okay.
though.
You could.
It's my precious.
It's Ashley's going on Gollum.
That was
Gollum
more.
makes.
What is that? Who does
That sounds like Scooby Doo eating a sandwich. Anyway.
You did that, and it reminded me of an actor that did something, and
Bill Nye,
not
the science guy.
Always does that.
the other Bill Nye. Yeah, because he did that in Underworld
All of the movies
and
Pirates.
You got Red on You, Shaun
And
of
Pirates.
the Dead, in Pirates when
In
he was the
Pirates.
Squid Man.
I really like Shaun of the Dead. When that first came out, I was so annoyed. I had no intention of liking that movie.
You're like, they're making fun of my zombies.
Yeah, zombies are a very serious matter. There's no way that this is going to be very interesting at all, and it is now one of my favorite zombie movies.
It was a great movie
It's such a
because
good movie.
it was funny enough while still being a scary zombie
Yes,
movie.
it was it was fantastic. It was
so good.
appropriately gory, and it had it was fairly accurate to what the British would do.
Yeah, get to the pub.
Get to the pub.
Get to the pub. You're always safe
Get
at
to
the
the Winchester.
Yeah, because it got the gun. It's not real.
Dogs can't look up.
There's so many parts of that movie that were fantastic.
You know they ad-libbed where they're sitting at the table discussing the people around them like he's making up back. My crotch just totally vibrated. Well, thank you, honey.
That's not an unfamiliar
from Jeff.
feeling. Oh, where's my button? I need a button. I don't have one. Too bad.
My mom is probably listening to this right now.
No, she's not.
And whereas your parents, I don't really care because they know that
I
I'm
know you're
special.
cool. Yeah.
I still want my parents to think that I'm a good
I'm
kid.
sorry. That's not what I should not. You know what? I should apologize to you for 300 episodes of putting you on the spot. You opened the door to these jokes by Tim, and then I just stepped through it.
Well, we did just talk about you having sex with my sister.
Which we typically would shy away from.
Which we typically
But for whatever reason, because
I'm just like, when are they? I just feel like.
we don't have to go back to it. We're just trying.
Well, I'm just wondering because, I mean.
You don't have to wonder.
Like, do you stay up an extra hour after I go to sleep? Because, like, I go into my room and I read the Bible and I talk to Jeff and then I go to sleep. So by the time I get in my room, it's probably an hour before I'm actually asleep.
I'm not entirely sure I'm ready to discuss.
And so I'm just wondering, like, when I need to have my music on the loudest.
Yeah.
Or is it, like, a morning thing?
I don't know. I can't tell you. All I know is that with you not knowing is a very encouraging factor.
I have never... I've never heard anybody being murdered.
No, I
Or-
mean,
I mean, their bed
what the heck?
doesn't
This
squeak
is not
at all,
this
which
is
is
not
good.
Conan the Barbarian.
Like if you were in Stephanie's bed,
Oh, the old one.
the
Yeah,
old
that
one,
thing
there's
was-
no way I wouldn't
That
know.
thing was loud.
Like you roll over and it sounds like you
Yeah,
just.
we had to get rid of that. So I looked at bed ratings. So when we're buying our mattress, everyone needs to know this. You can look at mattress ratings, and there's a variety of different ratings that are on there. There's your firmness, there's your sleepability, there's your, like how much do you sink in, and there's also the activity rating. The activity rating explicitly is about people who are trying to have children. It is.
Are you serious?
Yes. There is an activity rating for how much you sink in versus how much you don't sink in, and how it allows for
The sex rating?
more activity. It's activities, Ashley. Like if you
The
were to be-
beds have a sex rating.
they do. They have
Do
a
kitchen tables?
no, but strangely enough, backseats of Jeeps do.
Oh my dear Lord.
Oh, that was good. That was good. I feel really bad for anyone watching live that there are buffering problems currently.
I was gonna say
making
my
me feel
face
kinda
keeps
bad.
freezing and like the most attractive.
Yeah, it's a Twitch thing. I think we're gonna have to move to somewhere else, and we will. We will. So, chat lag is 5 minutes. That's weird. Sorry, guys.
Chat lag is 5 minutes. Is maybe the internet is like
Well, Pipes is in New Zealand, so it takes a while for bits to get there.
yeah. And
That's
then you've
full-
got all
I'm
the
so full of
pirates
crap.
clogging the tubes.
I'm so full of crap.
Can't get my email.
You got Kim.com down there. hogging all your pipes.
Kim, Ashley all the time.
Yeah, so I'm sorry for the live audience that it's not working out so good. But we're here. We're gonna have to keep doing the show like we weren't having problems because the audio listeners need a reward.
That's sad. I was looking forward to the show today so much. Like I'm just like I want to get home. I want to eat my food, and then I want to show.
Dude, I love what we're doing here. The thing is, I'm really. I don't know what I was gonna say.
Pipes. If I make a crack to get Steven to choke on his drink, it's gonna have to be well.
Chat room is so distracting. That is actually wonderful. So, Pipes, who is in the chat, we'd also like to thank him. My mom for the microphone.
Yes.
Huge thanks to my mom for the microphone.
This is
awesome.
This is a very expensive piece of.
So is your laptop. Funny enough. And also thank Pipes for continuing to donate to the show as a subscriber. That's a big thing. So
yes, thank you. That's so many warm and fuzzies. Like you don't even know.
So good.
That was a big deal.
And we want to go ahead and thank them by allowing them to sponsor the factoid. So this factoid of the week is sponsored by my mom and Pipes. It's the factoid of the week.
Sponsored by my mom.
What?
That was hilarious. Your mother has a name.
My mom.
Yeah.
Mama is her name. I don't know if she wants to be exposed on the internet with like her name. You're so gross and weird.
Because it's your mother and she bought me a microphone. I will not touch that.
You shouldn't. She's a nice lady.
No, God!
I don't know what I'm doing. All right. What is the
Factoid.
Oh, Coca-Cola would be green if the food colorant wasn't added. That's
Why would they
interesting.
just leave it green? Why does it have to be poop brown?
Because it's not poop brown. The green part is would be gross. So they tried this thing years ago. Many of you probably remember green ketchup. People didn't want to eat green food. Like you can't, which is funny because Soylent Green is the only Soylent that people really liked. I'm not going to spoil the 50-year-old movie for you.
That was a pretty good movie.
I've heard that.
I watched it.
Was that Charlton Heston?
Yes.
Charlton Heston is the
He
man.
jumped on the back of a truck like a bamf. This microphone is amazing. I hit myself in the face a little too hard. Did not intend to hit myself quite that boldly.
So, you know, in addition to this Coca-Cola factoid, Coca-Cola once contained coca leaves, which is an ingredient in cocaine. It was also a cough syrup or another various remedies when it was initially brought out. And then the people just, they started liking it. Do you want to know something else?
What?
Do you know where soda jerks got their name? No?
Where?
From working in the ice cream parlor was typically where you would get soda, right? And
Yes.
they had two levers. They had a syrup lever and they had a carbonated water level.
Cool.
So they would actually, like, they called him a jerk because they would pull the levers to get the soda, and they could actually change the syrup content.
If they liked
to the
you, they could
carbonation.
make it more sweet.
Yeah,
for
they could
you.
do more syrup. And then, of course, soda jerks went away when the fountain drinks came along, and it actually still has a setting for how much syrup to carbonation you'd like to use.
Video killed the radio
Isn't
star.
that fascinating? Yeah, video killed the radio star big time. Video killed music. Let's just be straight up. Video killed talent. Because Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald would not be on TV today. And those two people are amazing musicians. Like, you ain't got to sound like Louis Armstrong today.
You just need to be able to auto-tune.
Trees are green, red roses do. I see them bloom for me and you.
Steven can just... I feel like your true calling is to do voices for something.
I don't know. Maybe. I've been doing voices since I was like 4. And I don't know anyone else in my family who does. That's the weirdest thing. You ever think about that? Like the stuff that you do that you have no basis for why you do it other than you just do it. Like nobody else in my family played music. Nobody did voices like ever.
Nobody podcasts.
If I do a voice, it's a guarantee that my dad will start belly laughing. Like
Really?
just laughing so hard. I could do a single voice. If I just talk like the Boston voice or the Jersey voice.
Can you do the sick voice, or are you not sick enough?
I don't think I'm sick
I
enough.
don't think you're sick enough.
Multiple pieces of pie. Do you want to buy multiple pieces of pie to go with the blueberry shake that you're drinking? I don't know where that came from.
He was
I
the
have
best.
the pie thing is all like that.
It was the blueberry. Steven, I had made food and it required the oven, and then Steven required the oven, and I did not inform Steven that the oven was free after my food was out. And so he walks to the top of the stairs and like, nobody told me that I could use the oven. And so he sits and he put his leg through the banister and then like hung over the banister, like on the stair side. So he's hanging over onto the top floor. And then he just starts chuckling like...
What was that?
I don't know, he sounded like a freaking seagull. And I've never heard Steven make this noise. Steven makes noise all the time. Steven cannot be quiet. And I've never heard this sound before. It was the funniest... Hey, Stephanie. Are you on the phone with Mom? Okay. I have free reign.
You're okay now.
I'm like sitting here going, oh dear God, my dad was watching and Steven made the crack about the Jeep.
Listen, you are a radio personality.
I know.
You are not who you are on the radio.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No, Ashley's not. That's the excuse I use. One friend of mine who knows
This is an
me,
excuse to be exactly who I am and get away with it.
and just be like, I just do that for the show.
Yeah,
man.
that's just puffery.
No, I was talking to a friend of mine once, and he told me, he said, Steven, you are exactly who you are on that show. You just dial it up to 11.
That's
like,
true.
You are who you are, and you dial it up in order to do what you do.
See, I know Steven well enough that this is how he is all the time around people that he is comfortable
That
with.
I love.
Yeah. Like, work Steven, I'm sure, is much more dialed down.
Oh, work Steven doesn't even look like me. Like, if you see me at work, I don't even look like I look right now. It's an entirely different face, features, animations, everything. I'm not even a human over there.
You've got the work laugh.
I've got ho, 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 ho. We're so funny. No, I quietly want to sit in my corner and do my job. Can't do it.
See, I can maybe pass it. Is she really washing
You're
clothes?
probably going to have to close the door. Yeah. It's going to get really hot, but, it's all right. It's getting really hot anyway because, we're in here.
Let's do laundry on show night. Let's do that.
Well, we don't have an adequate laundry space.
Let's do laundry on
We don't
show
have an
night.
adequate studio. All we need is $10,000 a month. I like how I immediately laugh.
For your simple donation of all your paycheck ever because, you don't have it either.
So, we're going to have to move off of Twitch if it's consistently bad. I've heard a lot of people talking about how Twitch is kind of falling off the wagon as far as its broadcasting.
Yeah, like it needs to buffer faster.
It's a pooper. I'm telling you. It's good to know that it's not just me, though. That's what's important.
Man, that the lag on the wow.
Yeah. We might move it to Daily Motion. I just got to put enough content up there and then apply because they have a 3-second delay. Like
3?
3 seconds. We could do a trivia show with 3 seconds.
Yeah. We need to do another Mad Libs. That was fun.
We're going to do, we got a couple things we have to talk about. Mad Libs is one of them. I got some plans.
Oh, okay. D-Master said Watchdog, and it made me think of the game that you've been playing incessantly.
Oh my gosh! Yes. let's do 2 sections, and then we'll talk about that. What?
We have to do work before we talk.
Listen, it's called teasing. It's the tease.
Work before we talk.
You just put it in the notes and you talk about it.
I guess we can
minute.
read funny stories before we
Stay
tell
tuned,
cool
ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be telling you a story in just a minute.
With my voice.
World News! It's time for the World News, where we bring you the news from all over the world. What did I say on the first episode? We're bringing you the hottest news from the world.
I know. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. It was
bad.
So funny. There was so much noise. I sounded like a crackle pop muffin.
Oh, it was awful. It had some bad echo. I would say we've upgraded.
Yeah, a little bit.
Upgrades. Pandas forbidden from predicting the World Cup. That's awesome.
I like when you laugh after.
I can't help it. Panda cubs at an enclosure in China have been forbidden from predicting scores at the World Cup. It's because they just have so many secret World Cup powers. Yet pandas are also not allowed to bet on football games. The giant bears. That's funny because that sounds like 2 football teams.
The giant bears.
The giant bears had been primed to predict winners by choosing their food from baskets emblazoned with teams' national flags. But moments before the opening game kicked off, the Chengdu research base pulled out of the stunt.
Chengdu.
The predictions have been halted by the authorities, said spokesman for the Chengdu facility, who declined to elaborate. However, a spokesman from the research enclosure is denying the authorities had stepped in. The spokesman said the stunt had been canceled by the research center because it would have harmed the pandas by requiring too much contact with humans. The idea of animals predicting football scores has become a standard publicity stunt for zoos and other organizations. The most famous example from the last tournament was Paul the octopus, who apparently correctly guessed the winners of the games until the semifinals. I remember that octopus.
Do you?
Yeah, it's 4 years ago. We were watching the World Cup, and we were watching this octopus pick the winners. It was a magical octopus.
See, okay, here's my problem. I enjoy watching football or soccer. I greatly enjoy watching.
It's a good time.
I would like to watch the World Cup. However, I'm boycotting it.
Oh.
No, it's
they're gonna broadcast it anyway.
I know.
They're still gonna make billions of dollars.
I know. It's
I'll watch it right now.
Dude, no, Steven, no! Quit your crap.
World Cup
like
2014.
people from Brazil were begging people not to show up for the. They were begging tourists not to come to Brazil.
Yeah, but it doesn't work because people don't care.
No, Steven, they don't. Please continue. It's bad. They just placed like 2,500. Wait, 250,000. What is that? 2,500,000. Steven,
I don't know, a handful of people.
250,000.
They displaced people.
2,500,000.
That's terrible. I'm not saying they did a good thing.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
And then they used like $8 million that should have gone toward infrastructure and schools and a ton of stuff that people actually needed to build the piece of crap stadium that's going to be there for 30 seconds and then never get used again.
See, but who
on top of the homes of the elderly that got pushed out into nowhere and then probably died because they had nowhere to stay.
Can you blame the World Cup or can you blame Brazil? Whose fault is it?
Well, it's not necessarily like FIFA. It's the way Brazil handled it. They're benefiting from it. Like the government is benefiting. So I'm just like, screw you, Brazil.
Economy boost or whatever. Aren't they? Don't they bid for that? Doesn't your country like say we're going to supply this?
It's like the Olympics.
Kind of like the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Except instead of building an entire Olympic village,
I also feel that FIFA does have a responsibility to kind of know what they're stepping into.
Well, they don't have any input into where the money comes from, though, right? They just look at the country, and the country says, we can provide X. And they go, great, let's do this.
Yeah. But then if you're not following it at all, like...
FIFA's a shady organization anyway.
A little bit of responsibility falls on them. Anyway, screw you, Brazil. The government. The people, go peoples.
I was going to play this thing because I had something to say.
I'm as mad as hell. You know what really grinds my gears?
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
So the thing I hate about soccer is that when someone gets blown over by another player as they're running by, they roll around on the field like someone just stabbed them in the stomach with a spear. And they're like, oh, I'm going to die. Someone please help me. I'm on the field. And then nobody throws a flag and they stand right up and they start running again. It ticks me off. And I think soccer players are some of the most impressive endurance runners that I have ever seen
I don't
in
even
my
know.
life.
I don't even know.
You guys blow my mind. I could not run back and forth on a field for that long doing what you do. That being said, you're a bunch of pansies and need to stop falling down and rolling around like your whole head just exploded off your shoulders, staring around to see if anybody calls it. Also, instant replay. Like, we need that. Do they have that this year by any chance?
I didn't watch.
Oh, yeah, you can't tell me.
I don't know.
So back 4 years ago, they didn't have instant replay on the World Cup, and you would see the calls being missed or called inappropriately, and everybody was ticked off because America is involved in the World Cup. We're all like, where's the instant replay? I got instant replay on my football.
Foosball.
I could have a coach's contention and contest to call, and the ref's got to look over it again, so I can get my first down. And they get all confused, but the rest of the world's just like, dude, soccer. You just go.
Soccer.
You just do it. Or dude, football. You just do it.
Football.
Americans just want to see. We have the technology. We can rebuild it. We can add instant replay. So I just wondered if FIFA had actually engaged that audience and said, you know what, maybe instant replay would keep these teams from being completely destroyed all the time. I don't know.
Well, we were watching that awful movie yesterday, Paranoia.
Oh, that was a terrible movie.
So bad.
So we don't even have to do a real review on that one.
No, it was bad.
We watched Paranoia on Netflix.
The dialogue was contrived and forced and hideous.
It was awful.
The plot, I feel like the original plot was good. It could have been really good if they would have actually made it be more about the paranoia.
It was not. It was bad. And what upset me the most is that Gary Oldman and Harrison Ford were a part of that train wreck.
Money!
They were a part of the train. So I don't even know if you guys remember it, but it came out with Thor's brother, not Loki, Thor's real brother.
That's what, yes, Stephanie's like, Loki's not in this.
Yeah, no, Thor's real brother.
The young kid that's actually older than my boyfriend.
Yeah, he died at the beginning of Expendables 3. That was important.
Yes.
He's also Gale on Hunger Games, if you want to be fair.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. But he was
so much prettier
in
than
this?
Peeta.
Oh, yeah, he's attractive.
Yeah, I'm like, why wouldn't they make like the attractive person the main character? Because there's like the equal height difference too.
You read the books, right?
Yeah.
The Hunger Games books?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. What?
Yeah.
Spoiler free, but think about it. You
yeah.
know, think about it.
She's just a douche.
I really hate her.
She's a douche.
No, I like her as a person, the actress. I hate the
Character. She's a phenomenal actress.
The character's a scumbag.
She's an awful, she never gets any better.
No,
she's just super douchey.
Awful human being.
Opportunistic a-hole.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Opportunistic a-holes.
Katniss Everdeen. That's who really grinds my gears.
It's like the whole Jacob, what's the other one?
Edward?
Yes. Edward Jacob thing.
Why do you women...
Stop being a douchehole!
Why do all the women that write, female heroine fantasy...
You want many people fighting over your boobies.
Why do they have to have two dudes after them all the time? Is that the goal? Two dudes at the same time?
Oh, I'm choking on water.
Is that what we aspire to as female authors? Is it you want to write a female hero that...
Even as far back as Jane Austen, there were always two dudes.
Two dudes. When dudes write novels, it's not always about two chicks at the same time.
However, in Austen's days...
Yeah.
It was, there was always the one that came in and rescued her, but she never liked them both at the same time.
Yeah.
It was just, I like you, I found out you're a scumbag, and then along comes this perfect person that's been there all along, and I see you with new eyes.
And that's okay.
That's
liking them both at the same time, be like, I really love Edward, but I really love Jacob. Hot, cold. Do I want an iced coffee or a hot coffee? Do I want to engage in bestiality or necrophilia?
Oh!
Which would I prefer?
I just can't. Okay, so the thing now, apparently they're making 20 Shades of Lame into a movie.
Oh, yeah, 50 Shades of Greyjoy.
Yeah.
That's not my joke. I did not make that up.
You haven't read it.
I have. Wait, what? The 50 Shades?
Yeah.
No, because there was 1,000 F-bombs everywhere, and it was just about this lady doing. It's not accurate.
And I understand. I've read Tammy Hoag's her original books. They were porn. I mean, but they had plots and they were well written porn. So it's not like watching
well written porn.
You can watch the well written porn, or you can watch Skinamax.
Yeah.
And reading 50 Shades of Grey was like watching, someone with a handy cam in their mother's basement with all the equipment showing. And I don't mean the equipment. I mean, the actual technical equipment.
So the well written porn. I'm trying to think of the opposite of an actual porn. You can call it a well written porn. There is porn, and then there is love and other drugs, which is well written porn.
Love and other drugs.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Anne Hathaway.
Is that the boobs? I've never seen that.
Naked the whole movie.
Is she? I need to see that.
I feel like that shouldn't be your. Well, Jake Gyllenhaal is as naked the entire movie.
I need to see that.
Sometimes you're just nude all the time.
What's the Nathan Fillion did the?
Oh, they did the porn without the porn.
Yeah, the porn without
it was just a script.
The plot points of the porn.
It was just a guy coming over and being like, I'd like to fix your pipes.
Yeah, and then they
she's
cut out.
Yes, we should fix the pipes.
Yeah,
and
ta-da!
is great.
And then he fixes her pipes.
That was so funny. That was
Really good.
Anyways, small town news.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Oh yeah, we could do a show.
Some of this is a show. D-Master's wondering what I play Xbox on. I have to answer him because he keeps asking.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, D.
I don't have Watch Dogs, D-Master. I'm really sorry.
Oh, that was we'll get after I
We'll
read
get
this.
to that.
We'll explain why he does not have Watch Dogs.
We'll get to that.
Yes, because he has something.
Which is a game for those that are not gamers. It's a game.
Man rapes pool raft.
I feel like that wouldn't be difficult. I don't feel like you'd have a lot of resistance. But then again, I mean, have you ever tried to fight with one of those suckers? Like they're hard to inflate. There's too much material.
Steven and I walked into what is the Outback store, the Monkey
Outback
Man
Steakhouse?
beard store, the paddle boats are us store, the moose heads in the lodge.
Bass Pro Shop.
Bass Pro Shop.
That was it. Bass Pro Shop Outdoor World.
Yeah, that we.
I love that place.
We
It's
walked
like
into there.
like a candy store.
We're just like walking along, and we passed this. Like I was in front of Steven, he was behind me, and like I walked past this massive container of pool noodles, and I turned around and I looked at Steven, and we both grabbed a noodle and started fighting, and it was like the best thing ever. And I'm like, this is the best brother.
We are children.
It was amazing.
We are children.
And and then Stephanie like walks by shaking her head. I see that. I saw you.
I feel really bad for her in this house with me and you most of the time.
Yeah,
we do not shut up.
No, Stephanie came home from work and she had a really rough day, and she it was to the point where she just went and laid in the living room.
Yeah.
And Steven and I were blah 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 because that's what we do. And she's like, "You guys keep talking."
We never stop.
She's like, "You just don't stop."
But I think that's why we do a decent podcast with one another.
Yeah, because who wants that air? A 35-year-old Ohio man was arrested for allegedly having simulated sex with an inflatable pink pool raft. I guess you can't call it sex.
Because
I don't know. I feel like if you're raping a pool raft, it's sex.
a 35-year-old Ohio man was trying to make babies with a pink
Simulated. How is it not sex? I mean, if he's like going to, I'm humping an inflatable pool pink
simulated.
Pink pool raft.
It's.
I mean, it was pink, so he wasn't like a
read.
gay rapist.
What's Wikipedia have to say about this?
What is simulated sex? It's like
No, just
simulated air guitar.
What's the actual definition? Does it require another human or
sex
or another thing?
There's like a picture of the moon and an astronaut with a tether.
Well, so the thing, I don't know. Let's see this ambiguation. I gotta find mating types.
I mean, does it require?
What about sex, the noun?
I mean, you can have sex with a duck.
Ew. With their spiral wieners.
Spiral wee-wees.
Corkscrew wiener.
Okay, you look. I'll read.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Hamilton police confirmed that Edwin Tobergeta.
There is no information on this.
Tobergeta.
I briefly browsed the internet and determined that there's no information.
We don't know what sex is, folks.
I'm sorry. I don't have a clue.
Anyway, Edwin was actually kind of a cool name.
He's got too many consonants in a row there.
I don't know the Bergta. Bergta was charged with public indecency and contempt of court. According to the report, a witness called police after seeing Tobergta totally nude along Schuler and Grand Boulevard. Ooh.
Which normally wouldn't be a problem.
Right.
You know.
I mean, but he was wearing a shirt at the time of his arrest. And his shirt said, "I'm out of my mind. Please leave a message."
You ever read a news story and figure they just threw in some kind of nugget that didn't need to be told just to ruin the guy's life more?
There's a picture of him in that shirt. Yeah, they've got the book. Yeah,
I'm going. I'll take care of this.
This is reportedly the fourth time he's been arrested for this kind of offense. His rap sheet goes back to 2002 when he was caught having sex with an inflatable pumpkin.
An inflatable pumpkin?
An inflatable.
Oh, this dude is rough looking.
Yeah, he's on so much meth. He's on all the meth.
He might. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's had an interesting day. This is not what I expected. I feel kind of bad for this
It's
guy,
meth.
actually. No, I don't know. You don't know.
I mean, it's his meth.
You don't know.
You've been in West Virginia.
I'm out of my mind. Please leave a message.
Please leave your inflatables.
Please leave your inflatable snowman from Christmas up and sell it to me for $1.
Yeah, what? Like, I would be terrified to leave out my inflatable snowman.
Why? You know this guy has to be able to get some ladies. I mean, look at him. He's not a bad-looking guy. Just needs a little bit of TLC. I don't know. It is what it is. It's unfortunate that he shops at stores that sell shirts that say that thing.
Hot topic.
Dude, I remember when those shirts were popular. Those shirts that said snarky things on them. I kind of fell out of that. Well,
Yeah.
I actually now prefer shirts that have 0 logos or writing on them. Unless it's a nerdy shirt. Like that, you've had that shirt for 15 years.
I got that at the GDC.
You've had that shirt
Pretty
since
much
I
wear
met
it
you.
every day.
Yeah. But
And that blue Michigan.
I told your dad
jersey.
one day, I said, I see no reason to wear a shirt that advertises the company all over it. Because it's like you see people with Abercrombie and Fitch just
Polo,
written all over it.
Hollister.
Hollister
But
stuff written
basically
all
the
over
way
it.
Jeffrey dresses.
Right.
Yeah.
The way Jeff, and I told your dad that, and he stopped mid-walk as we were going down the mall and shook my hand. I think I earned an incredible amount of respect for that. I have
That's
no
good
idea why.
when dad stops and looks at you and
He
shakes
stopped.
your
He
hand.
looked at me, and the corners of his
Yeah,
mouth up.
cork
turned,
up,
and he
yeah.
shook my hand. And he's like, I thought that was a normal thing. I just don't want shirts with stuff on them.
I wear clothes.
That's good. Ashley, it's important. I mean, some of the audience may disagree with me. But I think it's good, or else I would find somewhere else to do the show.
Steven would find somewhere else to have sex with my sister.
So anyway, we're trying to have kids, not just whatever.
It's not bad. I just think it's funny that you guys get so blushy about it.
I'm married like 4 years and still, people don't know.
I'm like, I'm 6. Woohoo! We're married. But we got the non-squeaky
Listen,
bed. Oh, yeah, the bed rating.
No, what? Yeah,
That's a thing, huh?
this is. Yeah, you
so
should
funny.
look it up.
The
whenever you wanna-
activity.
The activity.
Oh, talk about Raymond.
Oh, did you finish it?
Yeah,
oh,
we're
yeah,
done.
the inflatable pumpkin.
Yeah, we're done. We're done here.
It's like a Halloween version of this story. So a little bit of gamer talk. The other day we were sitting on the couch and I had a long week, and I said, Stephanie, I need a video game to play, and I don't want to play Diablo anymore because I'm getting carpal tunnel, and not anymore, but not that night.
Right now. Yes.
Yeah, I want to play something else. So I'm like, I kind of want to buy Watch Dogs. I want to buy Watch Dogs or Wolfenstein. I want to play those two games. Wolfenstein, because Wolfenstein first-person shooter, and then Watch Dogs is kind of a Grand Theft Auto with a hacker angle.
Daryl likes
the best way I could
GTA.
explain it. And I went to the game. I was going to buy it, and Stephanie goes, "What's the rating on it?" Because she tries to keep me from getting too exposed. She tries to keep me accountable.
She tries to keep him from being exposed.
No, so I could play it, but the thing is, I like it's not you, Gunsmoke. It's the whole thing. Everybody's feeling it.
Oh, they're lagging.
Yeah, there you go. I leave. But what was I saying? So it's not that I can't play it, right? It's just that I like to play games with her, and she likes to watch, and she kind of tries to stay away from tons of foul language and all that kind of stuff, which is an admirable trait.
Yes.
My wife is an incredible human being for being able to do that.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily. I don't really care about swearing. Like it doesn't. It kind of goes in one ear and out
Yeah.
the other. I don't really notice it.
As you guys can tell, I'm really bothered by it.
So I don't swear anyway. But
Yeah,
for whatever
Steven doesn't.
reason, I don't really even care that other people do. I think it's because I grew up hanging out with Landon, my friend,
That's the best pen ever.
my buddy Landon, and he does it. It's about every other breath. I'm pretty sure is an F-bomb coming out.
Every breath.
So, every breath you take.
I'll be swearing at you.
So anyway, I told her I was gonna buy that. She's like, we should probably not. And I was like, you know what? You're right. And then I go and I look at Wolfenstein, same thing, strong sexual content, lots of swear words. I was like, all right, we're done here. And then I go look at a game I've been quizzically staring at for a while, Rayman Legends. And I look at a little video, and it's a platformer. It's a you run along like Mario, and you jump on the
Steven?
things.
For those of you that don't know Steven or have never watched Steven is the best platformer on the planet. If you, what is it, Meat Boy?
Oh yeah, Super Meat
Boy. Steven eats the game. Any game that you've ever played and like rage quit because it's just an impossible platforming level, he'll probably beat it the first time. Like 900 miles an hour with his eyes closed.
First Nintendo game I ever played was Super Mario Brothers, and I was beating the first level and starting the game out in a way that no one else in my family started it, and I jumped the block to land on the Goomba. And I don't know why that felt very natural to me. But everybody who watched me play, I'm 4 years old. Everybody who watched me play is like, how are you doing that?
How you doing that?
And I'm running along and I jump the block and land on the Goomba. And if you played the game enough, you know what the start, everybody runs under the block, hits it, then jumps on the Goomba. I did it an entirely different way. And that set me on a path for platformer perfection.
Platforming amazingness.
Set me on a path of platforming perfection.
Platforming perfection.
And I have a blast with those types of games. I have been playing Rayman nonstop since Friday night.
He ate
Not
it
literally
alive.
nonstop. I have been playing that game. I beat the main game in like 10 hours. I don't know how long have I been playing. I probably put 18 hours into that sucker. Because I get lost.
I told Steph, like, he beat it in 2 days.
Yeah, I get lost.
Not 2 full days, just 2 evenings. And I told Stephanie, I'm like, that game should not have been beaten that quickly. And everybody else that acquired that game probably spent a week on the first level.
I'm just collecting all the little dudes I'm supposed to rescue and getting gold. And just collect all the dudes,
Looms.
get gold.
And the music is it's beautiful. It's visually stunning. The music is spot on. The platforming is challenging, but without wanting.
You don't want to hang up.
Yeah, you don't want to throw your controller.
Yeah,
through.
It's really
if I
fun.
were playing it, I would have. But watching Steven, he makes it look a little bit easier than it is.
It is a perfect video game for someone like me, and I have had more fun with that than I probably ever would have with
Watch Dogs.
Wolfenstein or Watch Dogs. I would like to thank my amazing wife for helping to keep me accountable and play a sweet, fun, innocent game and have an amazingly great time.
And the music levels.
And there's music levels where you run away from a thing to
Flame.
the beat. You run away from fire to a beat, and as you jump and you kick stuff and you get things out of your way, it's playing along to this music.
It matches the music spot on.
Yeah. Oh, and we've streamed a little bit of it on this channel because it's on Xbox, so I just stream every now and then. If you want to, you'll see my Twitter go off, or H&H Show Twitter, that we're broadcasting a game. It's usually me playing something. So it's either playing Rayman or playing something else or whatever. So every now and then I'm streaming a video game. So if you see me playing Rayman and you want to know what it's all about, jump on Twitch and look at our channel.
The music is just so, and like
good.
all the music levels are different songs.
It's so good. Gosh, you make me want to go play. I'm gonna hang this show up now. I'm kidding. It's not true. But anyway, is that enough gamer talk?
Yeah.
Good
I
gamer
guess.
talk.
It was good. You should check it out. It's a very, very adorable
If you
game.
have an Xbox One, go give it a shot.
Yeah.
News man left untold. News better left untold. Section of the show where we bring you the poopy news, the news that involves poopy stuff.
You're
Or
poopy.
was this woman births a lizard? Somehow I imagine that a lizard got into a place that the world shouldn't know about. So an investigation has been launched in Indonesia after a woman was accused of having given birth to a lizard. That woman over there, she tried to make a baby with a lizard. Lizards lay eggs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm smart. What if people laid eggs? I had that discussion with Stephanie the other day. Like, what if people... Could you imagine?
I would so much rather lay an egg than gestate a baby inside of me.
So, technically, people do lay eggs.
Oh, I know.
Technically.
I know.
So, imagine that you have to...
If you will.
That you have to lay an egg once a month, whether it is a fertilized egg or not. You operate like a chicken. Like, imagine a society where
Could you
humans...
eat it?
Probably, but that'd be kind of gross. Could you imagine? I laid an egg, honey. We could have breakfast tomorrow. Imagine.
Oh, that's essentially what you do when you
Yeah.
eat chicken eggs.
Think about, yeah.
Ew.
And then you put that chicken egg on something else, some other animal byproduct. You eat it. together to bacon. You ever think about that? You get milk from a cow.
I
You
don't
take
drink
that
milk.
you turn that milk into cheese. You put that cheese back on the cow, and you eat it.
Ew.
That's what you do.
Ew.
You take a cow's product and you put the product
Or
back on
you
the cow.
drink milk from a cow, you eat sausage from a pig, and you eat aborted baby chickens for your breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not aborted. They're not technically ever fertilized, so they're just like anything else. But just think about the society we would have if it was because we laid eggs. Because you think about the technology that's come along. The best invention man would ever have is a human egg incubator, so that you no longer had to sit on your egg, or put it in a blanket in the corner, or sit it by the fire, or whatever you would do with your human baby egg.
Or they'd have like some sort of thing that you could carry your egg with you. Like it would be life-proof
Right.
case for an egg.
But I mean, it would have to be a decent sized egg. Like think about an ostrich.
Oh,
It would be a decent sized egg. So you'd have to carry that in like a purse.
Oh,
You wouldn't want to take
gosh.
that with you anywhere.
No, I just leave it in the closet.
But you'd have to keep it warm
There
and
would
safe.
be incubator rooms in
There
my
would
house.
be
I would
egg-
much rather lay an egg than have.
There
a
would
baby.
be egg thieves. So you would have to protect it because other people who can't have babies could break into your house and take your egg. It would be a wild. You should
Couldn't
write a
have-
novel. You should write a short story.
the human chicken baby.
The human eggs.
The human chickens.
The
human chicken egg babies.
Birds of a chicken. I don't know. I don't know what you call it. Bird egg. But it would be really weird. I don't know why I was thinking about that the other day, but I think it's because of the attempts to have children, along with watching the robin lay eggs out on our back porch.
She has babies.
She didn't lay eggs on the back. Well, she laid them in a nest near the back porch, and you get to see the babies.
Yeah.
They're really cute.
I pretty much disturb her every day to stare at her children.
Yeah, they just go, and put their heads up in the air.
I put my phone up in their face, and they're like, "Can I eat this?" I'm like, "No."
So now that we've had this conversation, let's talk about the lady with the egg lizard.
Oh,
or
yeah.
The lizard baby.
The egg lizard laying.
The egg lizard baby. Officials have sent a team of experts to the remote Onutu village where a midwife claimed the lizard was born. Scientists in the team said it was clearly nonsense that the woman, named as Debbie Nubutonis, 31, had given birth to the lizard, but they needed to come up with a logical explanation. Scientists. I know that this is stupid, but I got to have some reason this happened. Midwife Josephine Lydia Helen Wadu, that's a lot of names, claimed she went up to help Miss Nubutonis deliver her baby, but instead of a child, a lizard was born. We shall call him Reptile, and he shall spit acid at his enemies.
That's actually funny because we just read the article about Mortal Kombat.
She insisted on taking the lizard to Onutu Healthcare Center and filed a report to claim it had been born from the woman. The allegations led to threats against the woman and her family, who were accused of witchcraft, and that quickly led to a hysterical debate on the internet. Hysterical as in everyone's crazy, or hysterical as in it's really funny?
Wouldn't the real culprit, wouldn't the antagonist be the lizard
It would be the lizard's daddy
who had
who had raped a woman.
interspecies relations?
Yeah, I'd be hunting that man down.
Like,
Be like, woman, you're forgiven. We got to find this lizard daddy. This is no joke. You guys don't even know the remote corners of the world where people think other people turn into goats.
Yeah.
They eat other animals for its superpowers. They let lizards rape their women. It's an insane universe that we live in.
hide your wife, hide your kids. They just released there's a picture of a newspaper article where it says it is like Swaziland or somewhere where they said it was illegal to fly brooms, for the witches to fly their brooms above a certain height because it was protected airspace. Like you weren't like just as they're like anybody seen flying their broom above a certain height would be fined, and it was in their newspaper.
And it was totally normal. Like
Yeah.
it's not just.
This is why education needs to
so
spread.
important. It's not just deepest darkest Africa either. There was a movie,
That was in Ohio.
it's a movie a few years ago about a kid, Islamic kid, who some pedophile got a hold of him or whatever, and it was a book, and they filmed it, and the story or the movie was not allowed to be shown in. I don't think it was Iraq. It was one of the Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah.
And the people of the country could not understand that the movie was fake. So when the pedophile incident occurs in the movie, they think that is actually happening to that child. And that child could be ostracized from his community because of the movie. Because they don't realize that it's not real.
They don't
have that separation that we have. Like, we watch a movie, we know for sure. Yeah. It's not real, but you see
unless it's Mortal Kombat, that's totally real. Nobody can tell me any different.
But in different worlds, I mean, imagine you didn't grow up with movies,
right? Yeah,
and you see this stuff, and how do you know it's not real?
Imagine you're from the 1800s and someone shows you a video.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, no, I'd be like, first of all, how you get in there? You know? why are those tiny people?
What witchcraft is this?
Really? I mean, that would be earth-shattering for your poor little fragile 18th century brain. You couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
You'd probably die. You would probably
awesome
die. I mean, we'd probably die if we went back there. Be like, what are you talking about? You've got to bleed my head out because my head hurts.
I wonder what we're doing now or what products we're using now that we will find out in the future are completely god-awful for us or just the stupidest thing or you know, just theories or that we have going on now that will be later disproved.
Bacon.
Oh, geez, bacon.
Everybody
knows that bacon is not good for you. Bacon is not good for you.
No, I think about chemotherapy. That's one thing that I think about big time is going to be 100 years from now. They're going to be like, people were killed.
Poison into you.
Well, to be fair, all medicine is poison delivered in controlled amounts. That's the key.
That's why we don't take medication, folks.
That's why you can't take 10 Tylenol because it's controlled amounts that makes it work the way it should. To take more than that is a problem.
Well, I mean, you can't sit and eat 4,000 watermelons a day either, or...
Why not? You'll poop your butt out.
You will
get a hemorrhoid.
I don't think it'd be
sure.
physically possible to eat 4,000 watermelon
You would have liquid poo. It would
for a year.
You would just be sitting on the toilet as it poured out of you for an hour. You would not be able to function. Like, oh, nothing. I'm just pooping over here. Sure you're not peeing? Nope.
Liquid poop.
As if you had watermelon, that much watermelon,
sucks.
You would die. You would be
sucks.
so dehydrated.
You'd
just be like
Gatorade.
sitting there with your IV while it's running out of you. You're drinking water, sitting with your IV. I'm staying hydrated. I got to keep up.
Munching on your other watermelons.
That's what Takashi Yamaguchi. What's the dude who eats the hot dogs? He ate like 1,000 hot dogs.
Geez.
That's the guy.
Oh, that's like insta-cancer.
That's what happens. He eats all the watermelons in the watermelon eating competition, and it just flows. It just. What do those people do with the stuff that they eat? Like here coming up on July 4th, we've got the hot dog eating festival up in Coney Island. We're gonna watch Joey Chestnut eat 500 hot dogs in 30 seconds. Like he does. Joey Chestnut's my hero. I wish I could eat like that man could. But where does it go? Their stomach has to just be exploding.
Yeah, I don't. I know that. I know they train. Like there's a. Is that I watched a Japanese like sushi eating contest or something, and I know they train to stretch because your stomach can be stretched out.
Right.
Like a lot of raw foodies that are like super raw, that can have access to they eat a lot to get the nutritional value,
right,
that they need. They eat like
because you eat 400 calories of grease, it fills you up this much.
Right.
You eat 400 calories of meat,
salad,
it fills you up this. You eat 400 calories of salad and stuff,
you won't be able to move.
No, you're huge.
So they're like, you know, that's why a lot of people when they go raw initially they lose a ton of weight because they're not getting the calories.
Right.
But your stomach eventually gets stretched out.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. It's just it can accommodate.
So did they go throw up after they eat all those hot dogs?
I would vomit.
They go find the nearest porta potty.
That's like they've hot dogs are one of the number one most cancer causing foods. Hot dogs and French fries, which is really sad because I love me some French fries.
I love hot dogs.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you typically eat hot dogs and French fries together, so that's like cancer in a meal.
I like to take my hot dogs and French fries and put them all in the same bun together and put ketchup and cheese all over top of them.
Chili cheese fries, dude.
Oh gosh.
Chili cheese fries.
I love dude. We made some of those for porching one time.
chili cheese fries.
Yeah, we made delicious chili. We put bacon because we chopped up the bacon and put it on there. It was the way we used to make bacon when we would go porching. And this is awesome. If you ever want to put bacon bits on something, you take the bacon out of the package and leave it all stuck together and cut it into small
nuggets,
rectangles. Yeah, just go down and just cut it into slices, the whole collection of it, and throw that in a pan and just fry it all up together. I swear it looks like a delicious bowl of cereal by the time you're done. Like you just want to put all the bacon in a bowl and eat it with a spoon. I mean, you can see the cholesterol. It's the aftermath of us making sliders.
Grease.
I can't even express to you.
I feel like your face would have a film on it.
You have to. It's amazing. And you sit there and you look at it and you're thinking, this is in my veins. It's in my arteries. And it's like this cheese. It's terrible. It's terrible. So anyway, I don't know. Yeah, we're in the same room. This is... Poked you in the head. I could have poked you in the eye because I really wasn't paying attention.
I know, neither was I.
Oh,
yeah, we're in the same room.
we make great radio. Make great radio. Shall we do a WTF?
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Let's do a WTF.
WTF.
I feel like I can do that voice better when I'm sick.
Pork, dork, pork.
You should have heard me the other night. What was it the other night? I sounded like Clint Eastwood.
Oh, jeez. See, when Steven gets sick, he doesn't, I cough and I sneeze and it's awful and I'm loud and I'm obnoxious because I want attention when I'm sick. Steven goes,
Listen, I've been coughing like a fool. I look like crap.
what do you do?
No, I'm not.
Do the thing. Do it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
What's the matter?
Can we help you?
Oh, my wife is jumping
and
it. You
Steven
point the
doesn't-
microphone at her.
Steven doesn't go. He goes. And it's so loud and obnoxious.
Thank you for that
Thank you,
interjection,
Stephanie.
wife of Steven.
She also has to deal with me. Like if I'm really sick right now, I'm at a mild
Annoyance.
My nose hasn't been stuffy really. My throat is what's got me all jacked up now. Now I've got that part. You know when you get sick and in the back of your sinuses, you've got that part where you breathe in and it's like this clog just immediately gets in the way.
Oh, I hate that.
And when you breathe out, it blows away again.
And you're
it's
just like,
this,
why won't it come out?
It's like the snot flap in the back of your head. It's just like flip, flip. It's like it's a virtual epiglottis.
Snot flap.
Just doing its thing, just blocking your path to your nose.
Snot
Like my nose isn't stopped up. But back here in my throat, there's this
a virtual epiglottis.
epiglottis 2 going to town, just screwing me all up. So anyway, yeah, when I'm really sick, I'm a whiny baby. I want all the attention in the world. I want to be hugged.
You're a dude.
I want someone to rub my head and make me feel better. That's what I want out of my life. I'm an embarrassing sick person. I owe all men an apology for the way I behave.
No, you're exactly like all men when you're sick.
I've discussed this before. Men, when they're sick, we only deal with pain that we understand. If we hit ourselves on the foot with a hammer, we deal with that. If we fall down the stairs, we deal with that.
Yeah.
If we have some sort of injury we've inflicted, we understand it. When invisible forces conspire to put us on the couch, unable to move, we're whiny because we don't know why it's happening. We don't know.
Oh, that's true because you can't see the germs.
You can't see the germs.
And you don't have any boo boo.
You don't have any way to fight it. You have no evidence to show that you have some kind of problem. Everything else, you can put a Band-Aid on it. You can do something really weird.
You can the coolest thing in the world is to bleed and brush it off like it's nothing.
Right.
That makes you feel like the biggest bamf ever because you're like, I have this, but it's cool. It's nothing.
Yeah, you're fine. You're just like, I'm bleeding out.
Every time
orifice.
Jeff gets hurt, he sends me a picture. He's like, no, it's cool. It's fine.
Yeah, but the fact that he's sending you a picture.
Yeah, it means he wants I'm the exact same way. When I get hurt, like I got that huge blood blister on my toe at work, and I'm like, guys, did you see this? Like, I just met these people.
That's the grossest toe
Look
I've
at
ever
my
seen.
body. Yeah, it's still all bloody.
It's still disgusting.
It's awesome.
Your toe is gross.
So awesome.
When I used to fall skateboarding, it was like, I live today.
Yeah.
You know, I'd bleed all over the place. I'm like, I lived. I'm the greatest. But
when you're sick, you're just snotty and disgusting and miserable and tired, and there's nothing to show for it except goo.
Now when I fall when I'm skateboarding, I need to go lay down. Like when I was 24, I tried to skateboard again, and I hadn't done it since I was probably 18. And I went out and I fell like immediately.
Yeah, I remember Stephanie
and
was like,
"Ow, that hurt way more than it used to." Because I used to fall all the time.
Yeah, it was just well, when you get used to, it's like horseback riding. Like
Yeah.
you get used to falling. But then, like when I went riding with Sarah, I mean, I hadn't been in she's like 7 or 8 years, and I'm like, I don't remember being this high up.
Right.
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But then after you own it for a while, yeah.
Yeah, you feel you get used
But it's
to it.
harder with roller skating because
Rollerboard skating.
it takes a minute to get used to it without dying.
Yeah, it's definitely a foreign feeling when you haven't been on it for a while. The skateboard.
Wait, when
the
did
horse.
you guys get married? May
15th, 2010.
Chris is getting married May 16th,
Oh, wow.
2015.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very important to do anything you can on a round number or a 5 or a 10, I say.
Yeah.
Because
it's easier to remember.
You can calculate quickly.
Yeah.
2010, it's now 2014. It's after May. We have been married 4 years.
Oh, look at
Done.
you. That's
I was-
really good to remember.
Yeah, I was born in 85, so I know how old I am.
That's really good to I was not telling, but it was an even number.
We might have a kid in 2015, and then he's going to have it really easy, too, because he's going to be like, oh, yeah, I know where
2015. Oh, my gosh.
That's kind of screwed up. Our kid is not going to know what the world without internet is. I'm going to be that old man who's sitting there. I remember when I had to get all my videos off the VCR. Or
you had to rewind your DVDs.
Do you remember when you had to find videos on obscure websites on the internet? Like, I used to go to punk rock vids all the time to download live performances of bands I liked. All of those videos are on YouTube.
YouTube,
Not a
pretty
single
much.
problem.
Yeah, that's true. Because before YouTube, how did you? It was
You
such
had
a
to
pain
search
in the butt.
for video.
IRC, man.
Yeah, or Morpheus or
Hey,
Grokster
have you
or
guys?
Kazaa.
Where can I get this?
Jeez, Kazaa. Do you remember
Napster.
that? Napster. Oh.
Napster.
Our kids won't know about Napster.
Oh my gosh.
The app that changed the world. Say what you will about it. It
Metallica ruined it.
Metallica.
Napster made it amazing.
Metallica's a great band. Metallica's Lars Ulrich is
grubbing
just,
a-holes.
So everybody needs to make money off of what they do. I am a firm believer in that.
Don't be an a-hole about it.
Think about if somebody were to steal Eric's art and just use it like on a billboard.
I would punch a baby in the face if they did that.
I know. See, and that's how you fit because we have an allegiance to him. We want him to get paid for the work he does.
Right. Well, okay. So if Eric was on an empire making $4 billion a year and touring around the world with his art, and he got pissed off and sued somebody because I would be like, but see, on the same thing, he would have to protect his trademark.
You got to protect the trademark.
Yeah.
That's the key. If you don't defend your trademark,
Whatever,
you lose.
Metallica still sucks. I don't have a logical argument. They just suck.
Logic is not welcome here.
Yeah.
So, do you want to read the WTF section? Or you
Oh
want to keep
yeah, I
talking
could do
about it?
that. I could do that.
We're professionals here.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh
Professionals.
shite! It was already up.
We're so good at what we do.
A prostitute was arrested for working in a library. Like that was her corner.
Oh, not she was working in a library.
Not she was the librarian without panties.
She's got the little glasses on. And
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, would you like to see the
Sexy
erotic
librarian.
fiction? Whoosh, hair down. Bump, bump,
One
bump.
button boob pop.
She's all that, I took my glasses off and not wearing overalls anymore. I'm hot to stuff.
So like the hair flip. I've never been able to do. Like I used to sit in front of the mirror and like pull my hair
hair
down
flip.
and try to like wiggle it and have it go.
Yeah, they don't do
Never
that.
worked. Especially after your hairdresser cuts all your freaking hair off.
It's going to grow back. You're going to be fine. At least your hair will grow back.
The hair on
Look
my
at
legs
this.
grows faster.
Look at this
than-
receding hair. Look at how far over it is. I don't notice till we do this stupid show and this camera's from
I don't
up
notice
angle.
it all because I see you every day. So
I
it
know.
changes so small incrementally that
It's just, it's way back there. It's nearly.
if I see a picture when you were little with all your like mega hair, I notice a difference.
I look like a beetle.
You did. You had like the
Like
helmet
the band,
beetle.
the
Yeah,
Beetle.
you did.
Not like
You
the
did.
BEATL.
A 20-year-old woman has been arrested for working as a prostitute in a library in New Hampshire.
Dude, wait. Hot off the presses. Just got
What is
alerted.
this?
Charlie Hunnam has been found dead.
Who's Hunnam?
The dude, the Pacific Rim.
Wait, what? Which one?
The cocky one. The main cocky one.
No!
That's what I'm just hearing from our man
How
on the
are
street.
they going to make Pacific Rim 2?
I find another cocky somebody. I'm not going to... We shouldn't report on this because I'm going to sound terrible.
Yeah,
I
Steven
refuse.
really did not like him at all.
I did not.
Wait, was there a link
Still,
in
loss
the
of life
chat
is a terrible
at all,
thing.
or...
Yeah, you don't make me say this and not be able to back it up. I'm logging into Twitter now.
Press Charlie is his name. Oh, his name was Hunman?
I thought it was Hunnam.
Hunnam?
Is it
I
Hunman?
read